The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Coach, you had a lot going on this weekend. Last home game, senior day, and team came out with a pretty convincing victory. Can you sum it all up for us?
It was a special day, not only for being the last home game here in North Carolina Central for the year of 2015, but also for our seniors. I thought, we got a chance to play a lot of seniors, got a chance to get some guys involved in the game that hadn't been involved the entire year, so I was happy for those guys and their families. Anytime they get a chance to end their career at home, at least on a high note, it's always a good deal.
You guys haven't allowed a fourth down at all this season. What does that mean for your defense?
It's just a contribute to, the way Coach Eastman and the way the defensive staff has been preparing. We prided ourselves on a kind of a bend but don't break attitude. We've given up a lot of yards in the passing game, and our pass defense is not been very good this year. But we've done an excellent job stopping the run. And also, too, when you get to those fourth down situations, they're tuned in a lot more and they're a lot stronger on fourth down right now. But we got to do a better job on third down, getting guys off the field. But overall, our defense has a bend but don't break attitude, and that's what they've been showing on that fourth down situations this year.
Kind of continue on defense. Howard last week, I think, gave up 12 sacks. Is that is this upcoming game one that your guys on the D-line just kind of lick their chops and get really excited to try to get back there and get some more sacks?
Well, each game is a little bit different. One thing we saw is Howard, they're playing a couple of different people personnel-wise. They were bringing some exotic things as far as Stony Brook against Howard's offense. So we know that's probably got some of those things fixed. So we just got to do a good job of continue to play our style of football and our style of defense. And, the defensive line, they got to play with intensity. They got to play with some passion. And they've been doing a good job of it, especially the last 2 weeks.
Is this a potential, I don't know if trap game's the right word, but, Howard has a lot on the line. They're trying to pick up a win. It's their senior day. They've got a lot of emotional, stuff going on this weekend. And you guys, have A&T in 2 weeks. Is this a game that your guys could possibly overlook?
We're not in a position to overlook anybody right now. Early in the season, we played FAMU, who hadn't won a game at that time. We played Savannah, who had won one game, and those are battles for us. So we understand the importance of this game. We can't overlook Howard. One thing about Coach Harrell, he's going to have those guys fired up and ready to play. They're doing a good job, and they play for 4 strong quarters.
This winning streak you're on has, obviously kept you guys in contention in the MEAC here. What is your message to your guys about, keeping an eye on the big picture? Do you want them to think about that at all and have those dreams, or do you want them to just kind of focus one game at a time?
Well, I want them to focus one game at a time, but I also want them to understand how important every game is. Going toward the Howard game, that's the most important game of the entire season because it's the next game. So we know in order to continue to keep our hopes and dreams for the MEAC championship alive or any celebration bowl hopes that we may have, we have to take it one play at a time and one game at a time.
What area of your team has made the biggest strides from week one to where you guys are at right now, do you think?
I would say just overall as a team, our defensive unit, they've really shown that they come a long way. We were giving up a lot of yards at the beginning of the season. A lot of that was because we played some FBS higher opponents. But the last couple of weeks, our defense, I think they pitched a shutout the second half of the game this past week. We're doing a great job, like Brooks said, on fourth down, doing some things. And also, too, just our turnover margin, we've been able to create some more turnovers on the defense side of the ball. So our defense is playing at a really high level right now.
Experience in any game is obviously critical. What you went through against Delaware State, a team that was really hungry for a win, you're obviously able to pull out the victory, had a great second half. Is that experience, knowing that a team is going to be hungry, can you use that experience when as you get these guys prepared for Howard?
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter in this conference. It doesn't matter if you win one game or 0 games. Those teams, every guy, a lot of those guys on scholarship, and they're gonna come out ready to play. One thing about kids these days, young people, they're gonna compete and they're gonna be highly competitive. So every time they strap the helmet on, they're gonna come ready to play and try to knock you off. They want to spoil some of our dreams, just like we want to spoil some of their dreams at home.
You talk about how satisfied you've been with your team's focus on the road this year.
We have. We played pretty decent overall on the road. At times, we had some mental lapses here and there. But the one thing we tried to do is keep our home routine and our away routine as consistent as possible. And that's the challenge for any coach, is to try to keep those distractions away. The routine is a little bit different. The scenery is a little different. So one thing we have to try to do is make sure consistently we're the same on the road.
And what do you see from Howard when you look at the film?
I see a team that plays hard. he has those guys playing extremely hard. They're battling for 4 quarters. They haven't had a lot of success, offensively this year, but when they do execute plays, they have the ability to take it the distance, and that's one thing that jumps out at you. When they're on, they're one of the better teams in our conference.
What are some adjustments that you guys are going to look at and kind of improve this week?
We just got to make sure that assignment-wise and playing throughout the whistle, we got to get some of those things fixed. When you place a team like a Howard or even a Delaware State, they're going to play hard for 4 quarters. They're going to try to get that win. So, we can't fall off blocks. We have to be more in tune to progressions and making catches, and we got to have some guys make some dynamic plays. Overall, the offense didn't perform bad, but there was some lapses, a couple of series that I was disappointed in.
Okay, and when Adrius Augustus got hurt almost a month ago, he was kind of right at the top of the depth chart with Darrell McClain. Is Adrius totally better now, or has he just been bumped down because Darrell and Ramon have been playing so well?
Well, Darrell and Ramon have been playing at extremely high level, so we always say the best player plays, and so it's going to be tough for him to get back in the rotation, and so I don't foresee that to be anytime soon, to be honest with you. I think Darrell and Ramon, they're good enough players, and also Malcolm Bell to carry the football back there.
Is Adrius completely healed, or is he 80%? Where is he?
I don't quite know his status right now, Brooke.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.